Hello, guys. Welcome. Today I'm joined with Disto and Adnan. Nice for you guys to be here. Okay, so in today's show, it's gonna be an open discussion. We're gonna start with Man City's. Sorry, we're gonna start with Man City's win against Norwich this past weekend. What do you think?
And City's win against Norwich, I think that win was an expected win for the after losing against Tottenham. They had to prove themselves and they had to dominate Norwich because I think Norwich is one of the weakest teams for this season. So I think there's no recognition there. I think that was a very expected win for them.
Disto, what do you think? You're next.
Okay. Man City's win against Norwich, as I just said. Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not. What I'm using today for the meeting is something I'm using. So, the game against Norwich, Man City were expected to win. I think we are one of the title contenders, so they had to prove that. We saw it was a dominant win. Norwich didn't even have the chance to play that game. It shows what Man City will go to, the length that they'll go to the season to protect the title. So yeah, the win over Norwich was a dominant display by Man City, and it's something that we'll have to watch out for.
Aston Villa coming back to winning ways versus Newcastle. Newcastle are on a downfall. They have lost 2 games, their first 2 games also. So what do you think?
Newcastle against Aston Villa. I think Newcastle, their main problem is their defense. I think going forward with the likes of Willock and Saint Maximin and Wilson, they are good forward, but I think their defense is the main problem. I think for Aston Villa and the recruitment with Danny Ings helped them a lot. I think he has scored in both games. So I think Aston Villa will be I think they will be in the top 10 this season. They will perform really well. But for Newcastle, I think it will be a hard season for them if they don't improve their defense.
Okay, we move on to Disto.
Okay. The game Aston Villa against Newcastle. I think the first game week Aston Villa didn't perform as expected. I think due to the new signings, they had to tweak the way they used to play, with the missing the Grealish link and everything. But we saw that against Newcastle. I think Aston Villa is one of the teams that we'll have to watch out this season for, because going forward, these guys express confidence, they express pace, they're very lethal. Dan Ings, obviously, we know Dan Ings in Southampton is a 20 plus goal striker, so this season I expect him to be one of the Golden Boot contenders. And but then the problem with Newcastle, I think it's they have been dormant for the past, I don't know how many seasons. They've been using only one formation, the back three. And in the Premier League, if you use a formation way too much, it's gonna be exposed. So I think Steve Bruce will have to pay the price for that. And I'm even predicting he'll be one of the managers that will have to make way this season.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we move on. Let's talk about Sunday's game. We start off with United versus Southampton. Man United drew against Southampton. If you haven't watched it yet, some United fans were pissed. Some were saying Ole out. So Adnan, as a United fan, what do you think?
I think those who are saying Ole out are a bit confused. But I think for Man United to challenge for the league and to go places this season, I think they need a holding midfielder. They have to go for either Bissouma, Ndidi, even Kamavinga, although he's very young. But we really need a holding midfielder. As you saw against Southampton, they dominated the midfield with Ward-Prowse and the other guys. So with Fred, I think Fred mispassed almost all his passes, and Matic is too slow. He slows the game. So we really need a holding midfielder to do anything this season.
Okay, Disto.
Uh, the game of Manchester United against Southampton was very disappointing for Man U not to take all the 3 points. As an Arsenal fan, it pains me to say this, but Man U are playing beautiful football. Come on, I was watching that game and I was expecting them to score 3-4. Man, the link between Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Greenwood, undisputed with the best teenager right now in Premier League and I think in world football. But then the thing was Ole had a problem. I think the reason why the fans are saying Ole out is because he changed his team from the first match day to the second match day. Bringing in Matic and Fred, okay, those are two passive midfielders. They're too, what should I say? They can't move. They're too rigid. You see, as a holding midfielder, if you're playing double pivot, in the Premier League, I think your midfielders need to be flexible. But then Matic and Fred don't give you that. So I think that's the only problem. But Manu, I think they're on the right track, and we'll see. We have 36 more games to go this season.
Yeah, the league cannot be determined by the first 2 games. We move on. Let's talk about yesterday's games. West Ham versus Leicester. Leicester actually lost to West Ham 4-1. Surprisingly, I don't know if you watched the game, but Antonio's goal was phenomenal. What do you think about West Ham's form?
And for West Ham, I think West Ham performing this season, I think when they start the Europa League, I think they will suffer a lot of injuries. I think that time they'll have a lot of problems. But for now, I think they are playing really well, and Antonio is in good form. And if I think West Ham can challenge for the Europa League or push for the number 5 this season, but I think they have to send some backup players because if one of their key players gets injured, I think it's done for West Ham United. If Rice or Benrahma get injured, so
Yeah, I think so too. Disto, you're next.
Okay. The Easter, I don't know what went wrong. I watched that game. I don't know what went wrong. David Moyes just annihilated Leicester. He outplayed Brendan Rodgers in every aspect. That is why midfield, attacking, and I think right now West Ham are lucky. They picked up from where they left last season, and right now they have Benrahma. Benrahma right now has gotten used to the Premier League. That guy will be running circles around. I was seeing the runs he was making yesterday through the number 10 position, and it was crazy. You know, such runs will open up spaces for little strikers like Michael Antonio. And Antonio, what a goal! What a goal! I think after Danny's goal against Newcastle, it's going to be Michael Antonio for the goal of the month. But yeah, West Ham picked up from where they left last season, and I think even in the Europa, I really expect them to go far. It's their first European season, but then I expect them to either go to the quarters or the semis because they have a good team blended with teenagers and experienced players.
Okay, we'll move on to other topics on West Ham later. I forgot to say this when we were discussing about Man United. Man United actually equaled Arsenal's away run, unbeaten away run. Yeah. So let's move on to Sunday's big game, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Lukaku was fantastic. Uh, what do you think about the game?
and Chelsea versus Arsenal, I think and Lukaku bullied Pablo Mari, and I think if Ben White was there, I think they will have more of a chance because he's more of a physical player. But I think Lukaku outplayed Pablo Mari. I think he was holding him before even he caught the ball. And for Arsenal this season, I think it's not looking good for them. I think it's within time and Arteta gets sacked and they get a new coach. I think the likes of Conte and Zidane are looking for a job. I think that will be a good replacement for them.
Okay, Disto, you next. Share your thoughts on
Okay.
versus Arsenal.
As an Arsenal fan, it's very painful, man. It's really painful. On a side note, yeah, I went to buy the Sachi jersey. So when I went to the jersey store, everyone was like, "Are you okay? Why are you picking this team? Well, no jersey. It's a waste of money." They're like, "We'll give you another jersey for free. Just get another jersey. We'll give you this for free." So Arsenal is very very disappointing. Very disappointing. Because with the money we spent, I thought, actually, man, we should get players that can play football, man. Players that can play for the bird. I'm so impressed by Albert Sami Lokonga. Lokonga is that guy is 21, but he plays like a 30-year-old. He plays with experience. He plays with maturity. Romelu, big Lukaku came into the Emirates, first game back into the Premier League, came, bullied Pablo Mari, bullied Rob Holding. Yeah, the guy was running circles around us, man. So he had a dominant, very dominant display against Arsenal. And for Arsenal, it's very shocking because right now we're sitting at 19. 2 games in, no goals we've scored. We've conceded 4, and then we are going to the best scoring team to their ground in a full stadium. It's not looking good for us. It's not looking good for us. And okay, before we go to the topic you're saying later of the 9 players, let me just say something. Yeah, that's excuses. You can't tell me, oh, we don't have 9 players, but we have senior players that are playing that day. We should have even gotten a goal. Even if the defeat was there, at least the goal was supposed to be there.
Yeah, but okay, in defense to in general, injuries actually can cause disasters. Look at Liverpool's Van Dijk when he was injured. Liverpool failed to retain their title. They finished at 4th or 3rd, I don't remember.
No,
And,
but then,
uh-huh.
but then Arsenal, Pablo Mari and Rob Holding actually were the best center pair last season. You remember when Gabriel had a bit of a bad run in January? Pablo Mari just came in, and he came in, let me tell you, shocking, he came in against the game in Chelsea, New Year's Eve, and he played so well. Actually, Pablo Mari and Rob Holding, I thought, because they are physical players, I thought against the Grom, man, they should actually even man-mark him. But then it's very, very shambolic performance by the team and coupled up by Arteta's decision. It's very shocking. So there's no excuses about that.
We move on to transfers. Arsenal are doing business. I think it's going oddly fast with the outgoings, Willian, Torreira, Kolasinac, and Nketiah. Willian is going to Corinthians, Torreira is going to Fiorentina, and Kolasinac is going to Fenerbahce. What do you think about their outgoings?
And for Arsenal, I think those players did not play either way. And for Willian, I think I saw him liking a Chelsea post after they lost against us and Arsenal, after they won against Arsenal. So I think Nketiah did not play, did not get any game time. And who's the other guy? And
Kolasinac, Torreira.
Oh, those guys cannot play, but those guys did not play for Arsenal either way. So if they can get rid of them and they get for a good price, I think if Nketiah they're selling him for like 15 to 20 million.
Yeah.
And if they sell all of them for good prices, I think that's a good transfer market for them.
Yeah. Disto?
Okay, Arsenal have had a good transfer market. I'm not gonna lie about that. I think in Europe we're the most spending team this season. It is good. Okay, I know it doesn't reflect that on the pitch, but it has been a good transfer market. William Deadwood, I think he should have left ago, ages ago. Kolasinac, Deadwood, because you have Nuno Tavares as backup. Okay, I'm a bit very skeptical about Lucas Torreira leaving because that's a player that I would love Arteta to give a chance back. Because that's a player that I know I can trust in the midfield to win balls, to disrupt attacks and everything. Edin Ketia, very good boy, very good lad, came through from the academy. So going for 15 million, 20 million cards, the same case as Joe Willock, but come on, if he can get some good time away from the Emirates, then that's good for them. If we get them for a collective, not much, because Torreira is going for loan.
Yeah, it's a loan with obligation to pay.
Your obligation to buy. So
Yeah.
I think if you can even get them for how much? 25, because William is going for free. So I think if you can even get for 25 accumulative of all of them, I think that's good. We can even push for our good transfer market by Arsenal. I think the the recruitment is bad, but then at least you're getting rid of Deadwood. I think next would be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang given leave with them. You know,
Yeah, because Arsenal actually said it's not Arsenal, but rumors are players are all up for sale if only the right price. So we have to wait
yeah.
on that. We move on. Saul has also been the attention of the day. Man United, Chelsea. Man United are supposedly coming in with a bid for him. What do you think?
For Saul, I don't know, man. I think for Saul is a tricky one, and I think I don't know why Chelsea needs Saul. I think Chelsea's squad is really good without even Saul. I think they have the depth, they have everything. But I think if we get Saul, it will be a good addition. I think, yeah, and he plays the role of I think the holding. No, he plays I think number 10 there. I don't know even where he plays. But for Saul, I don't know how he will help us. But I think I really want my United to sign Bissouma or Ndindi. I think Saul is a bit of a waste. I think Saul will not play like Van der Beek. I think if Ole was thinking, I think he would have played Van der Beek and bought some a really good holding midfielder that could help Van der Beek.
Okay, Disto, what do you think about Saul to Man United or even Chelsea?
Saul Niguez. Saul. Very good player. I actually love that player. Saul. Okay, looking at the score of both teams, Chelsea have the best. I mean, have you seen those guys first 11? I think they can send one team to European UEFA. They play another team can even come and face Arsenal and still defeat us. That's how good the squad is right now. Saul, Saul is a very versatile player. For your information, Raja, Saul can play as a number 8, can play as a number 10, he can play in the wing, and so surprisingly, he can play as a backup left back. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but the time he's playing as a backup left back for Atletico. Saul, whether it will be a waste. To be honest, both teams will be a waste. I think for Chelsea and Manu, they're just trying to show people the man. If they're trying to bid for Saul, because come on, we saw what they did with Van der Beek. Yeah, Chelsea have Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Premier League proven. That guy can play. He's an engine in the midfield. What else do you need? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think teams, to be honest, I think teams like Tottenham will do good with the signing of Saul. I think teams like Leicester, teams like West Ham do so good, but then surprisingly they don't have the financial stability. So for Manchester United and Chelsea, that's gonna be a tricky signing. They're gonna get through.
Kounde to Chelsea. The deal hasn't been done yet. It's Zuma that is supposedly slowing down the deal. Kounde is seen as Pilaqueta's long-term replacement. What do you think?
And for Kounde, I think for the first 2 seasons until Aspilicueta retires, I think he will not get the game time. Maybe if he takes some other position. I think he also plays central. So I think for Kounde, I think Chelsea have so many defenders. I think I think he's so young. That's why they need him. But I think they really, if they don't want him, I think they don't need to push for him because my Chelsea squad they don't need no more players.
Okay, Disto.
Kounde. Kounde is a good, decent player, young, proven in La Liga. But then think about this, yeah. The position that he'll replace Jesus Aspilicueta. But then they've gotten a replacement in the academy, Canada. I don't know if you've seen that guy's gameplay. Oh my god, he's commanding. He gives me the vibe of Campbell. Or Campbell who used to be that guy is commanding. He's young, he's energetic and everything. So Kounde coming to Chelsea, I think they're trying to be safe. They're trying to play safe because right now because Liqueta is old. He's gonna run his time out. But then these are findings, that you wonder, is it really necessary? Because I look at Chelsea, the amount of centre backs they have, they can tweak that that formation to suit their gameplay. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have players. So Kounde, decent player, but then to Chelsea, that's a rush of a signing.
Yeah. Honestly, I also thought the same. But if he's been taken as a replacement for as Biliqueta, it's a bit different because Zuma is going to West Ham, and by the time as Biliqueta gets old, Nini, so it will cover that hole that might be there. And then now, rumors has it that Ronaldo wants to go to City. What do you think?
As a Manchester United fan, I think that one is the most disappointing one of all the transfer news I've had. And Manchester Ronaldo is the one that is one of the players that painted Manchester red. I think for him to come back and help Manchester City in painting Manchester blue, I think is a very disappointing one. I think he will not get a good welcome from either from Manchester United, or I think Man City fans may welcome him. But that's a really hard one for Manchester United fans. I think he should go to PSG or any other team except Manchester City. I think Manchester City is the worst one to go to as a former United player, but he can be like Tevez and betray.
Okay, Disto, you're next. What do you think about Ronaldo to go to City?
Why? The question that begs is what? Yeah, I know Guardiola is chasing Champions League, but then no. You see, I look at Guardiola and the personality he has at City. Ronaldo will just be a team exhibition. Too much. He needs a central striker. Ronaldo plays on the flank. Yeah, he might be dominant. He might be a goal machine, but why? Why would you need Ronaldo right now? Yeah, that is the question that begs. I think the Premier League right now we're seeing signings that have no ending. Yeah, when you look at a signing, you look at the visibility, you look at the purpose, and you look at the gameplay that will come under the coach. But then in the Premier League right now, we're seeing signings that people are just rushing to get players into the team, just be like, oh, we can do some this and that. Number two, if they're gonna sign, I don't think they're gonna sign now. But if he release clause is cheap, the problem will be the wage. Because if Man City goes through with the wage, they're gonna be in the breach of the financial fair play regulations, you see. So it's gonna be a loss scenario on every front. But then if they want to sign, they want to come to City, well, he's coming to a serial winner. Guardiola is a serial winner, Ronaldo is a serial winner. So I think they're gonna bond. But I don't think Guardiola has always worshipped Messi. So for him to get Ronaldo into his team, I think someone might have, I'm wrong about it. We're gonna have to see about that.
Okay, thanks for your time, guys.